Our next person is Mike Bibo for the Center for Development and Disabilities Advocacy and the Community Supports. Mike, go ahead.
Thank you, Doug, and welcome everybody. Thank you for participating today. I got to be honest, it's hard to keep up the enthusiasm that Samantha just showed and keep up that kind of energy. Um, so I won't. I know regulations well, and I'm about as dry as those are. So that's how it's going to go. The Center for Developmental Disabilities Advocacy and Community Supports is a statewide association representing residential programs for individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities. That's including SILAs, the ICFTDs, and the MCDDs. The MCDDs, if you're not aware, used to be called SNF Pediatrics, long-term care under age 22. They've had several different names, but a few years back they changed their names legally to MCDD, standing for Medical Complex for the Developmentally Disabled. And the center represents um, those three types of facilities, as I said, um, statewide. We're proud to be a partner with everyone else here in what we're doing, and we have objectives. We want to complete the in-person surveys. We've been working with Samantha and with Caitlin and stuff on developing some surveys. We want to work on that. We want to be able to provide all the families and try to develop a method so that people can access where locations are. Right now, there's too much of a divide in that. You can look up where ICFTDs and MCDs are, but no one knows where SILAs are. And we think there needs to be more transparency so that when families are wanting to find some place for their son or daughter or family member or loved one, they can try to help find out not just from the network facilitators and from the formerly network facilitators and the ISCs, but actually find a website that we can make available to them so they can locate services that may be near their locale. So we're working with them on that. We want to try to stop some of the pigeonholing that's been going on. That's ICFDD versus SILA, and one's bad, one's better. We believe in choice. And Olmsted, which started this whole thing years ago, was a determination that people should live in the least restrictive environment that they can, that is appropriate, that they choose. And all three of those components should be considered in making placements out there. Very much supporting all the programs, but letting people know that the programs do exist. We're going to launch a statewide awareness campaign. We've been working on the survey stuff. Excuse me. So we're working on that. And then we're going to come up with the deliverables for the living options guide. We want to have a portal, as I said, where you can get access on the website. You have counseling toolkits. So we're just trying to work this together, pull this together with everybody, and make things as available to families and loved ones who's trying to seek placement as possible. One of the other things we want to do is work on the regulations. Right now, 5,000 people are regulated by public health under the ICFDDs and the MCDDs. In 2010, when the center pulled the ICFDDs and MCDDs out from under the Nursing Home Care Act, our intent was to move it all over to DHS. It doesn't make sense that we have a division of developmental disabilities, at least in our opinion, that we have a division of developmental disabilities, and yet the 5,000 people being served in those or in ICFDs and MCDDs aren't under the division of developmental disabilities. So those are some of the things we want to do away with. And again, as I mentioned, sort of eliminate some of the pigeonholing that's going on. So been a pleasure to be working with Josh and Samantha and Kathy and Caitlin and Doug as our project manager to continue to pull this thing together and fill in as we want. Much of us cross over, so in issues, so there's no sense going over all the stuff Samantha just went over with. Because believe me, if I had that much energy, I'd sleep for the next week. So
Come on, Mike. You got a lot of energy. Don't be ridiculous.
anyway, so
Okay, thank you, Mike.